Monsignor just whispered to me that was rather painless. Thank you for your continued generosity to the ACA. Now, today is one of those days that we hear a story that we all know well. The minute it begins, we can say, well, I know how that ends. And instead of paying attention, go back to thinking about how you're going to make your decision about for whom to vote. I hope you didn't do that, because every time we hear that familiar reading turns out to be about you and me. It turns out that the Lord wants to say something to you and me about that reading, through that reading, that He has never said before. There are many, many different ways to look at those readings. But one of the approaches that one could take is a focus on gratitude or lack thereof. Gratitude or lack thereof. Now, it's clear that the younger son was not a grateful son. He was an entitled son. He said to his father, "Give me my share of the inheritance." He wanted what was coming to him. He was entitled to it. Somehow he believed that he deserved it. There's no gratitude there, and off he goes. And as the story says, it doesn't turn out well for him, except for the fact that when he returns and sees the father waiting for him, he has learned gratitude. And in a way, that's everything. He knows that he's not entitled to come back. He's not entitled to the celebration. He doesn't deserve the ring on his finger and the sandals on his feet. Doesn't deserve any of that, but the Father is giving that to him anyway. And in gratitude, he rejoices. Today is Laetare, that is Rejoice Sunday. And one of the lessons of the gospel reading is that there is never joy without gratitude. The more we believe we are entitled to things, that we have earned them, that we deserve them, the less grateful we're going to be. Now, what about the older son? We find out at the end, he's been there all his life with the father, but he feels he's entitled. He feels that he deserves and has earned the father's goodness to him. So, when the father freely gives an undeserved gift to the younger brother, the older brother goes bonkers. The older brother, how could you? I've been here all my life, and you never gave me anything that I didn't deserve. Everything you gave me, I earned. Everything you gave me, I have a right to. And so he was furious. And there was no joy there. He was miserable. So there you have it, very simply. America has become a society that feels very entitled to anything and everything. Americans are claiming more rights to different things than one can ever imagine. And Americans are not joyful. Because if you get nothing but what you earn, there's no joy in that. Joy comes in receiving gifts that are undeserved, like the younger son did. Ask yourself about your joy levels day in and day out. Really deep down, do you have the joy that the Lord wants you to give? And if you don't, ask yourself, how grateful am I from day to day and hour to hour? If I'm filled with gratitude, I'm filled with joy. And if I think I deserve everything, I am entitled to everything, I have rights to whatever I want, there'll never be joy. And that's why we as a society are not joyful and seem to be becoming less joyful as we enter more deeply into the election season. Today is Joy Sunday. Let there be joy. Praise be Jesus Christ.